Rick Spielman in his 7th year, Zimmer in year number 5 were sitting on that bench talking for quite a while before today's game. They got to the championship game a year ago with Case Keenum as their quarterback. Kirk Cousins had been in this position before, 2016, when he was with the Washington Redskins at home taking on a Giants team that had nothing to play for. And Cousins threw 2 interceptions and the Redskins lost to New York 19-10. Cousins' first year of a 3-year deal. He signed with the Vikings, and there is not a very good record. Kirk Cousins, he is wound awfully tight. Used an Excel spreadsheet to plan out each 10-minute increment of his day.
Thielen, boy, he had a chance for a big play. This is a ball that gets away from Cousins. If Cousins leads him more to the middle, this is really a big game.
Cousins, that play's not there at all. Boy, there's some stress down there on that sideline, isn't there?
Looks like last week when they opened up against Detroit when they had 4 straight 3-and-outs. And you talked about Kirk Cousins, and it's one thing to be uptight and be wound a little tight, Joe, but when others are noticing it, and everybody who's been around Kirk Cousins, whether it's in Washington with Jay Gruden or Mike Zimmer, very noticeable his demeanor.
They got to the championship game a year ago with Case Keenum as their quarterback, and the first play of over 10 yards in the game for the Vikings on offense.
And finally they're able to get it.
Here's Howard again. He's got the first down and plenty more. Harrison Smith trying to slow him down. Out of bounds.
Vikings offense, or lack thereof, the big reason is just how awful they were on 3rd down. They just could not sustain any drives whatsoever. Just converted 1 3rd down in this ball game. Cousins is not Mitch Trubisky.
How about the passing by distance for Kirk Cousins?
Only 4 attempts beyond 10 yards. Forget completions. They haven't even tried much down the field.
It is basically the 2nd-string defense in there right now for Chicago. This one just heaved downfield. This just looks desperate.
It never really felt like the Vikings offensively felt that they could compete.
Again, that was against the Chicago Bears' 2nd-string defense. They got to the championship game a year ago with Case Keenum as their quarterback.
That this defense, going back to last year, as good as they were in the biggest game, they laid an egg against the Eagles. And in the most meaningful game of the year at home, this defense has to create some takeaways. They have to hit the quarterback. They have to do the things that they've been known to be. Didn't help that the Bears were able to go right through the Vikings defense right from the start.
Trubisky hangs in, finds his man, has a first down as the pass is caught by Trey Burton. First down and goal. Howard carries it into the end zone. What a start for Chicago.
Everson Griffin, the movement that they get, you see the push right there. Mackenzie Alexander comes up and he leaves him grasping for air.
Beautiful punt by Weil. Cohen from back inside the 35. Flag is down.
How about the change in that field position?
Unbelievable. 82 yards of field position on that one play. Howard just cuts right through this Vikings defense. Just got it away. Trubisky backpedaling. The pass is caught for the touchdown by Taylor Gabriel. Just got it away. Trubisky backpedaling. The pass is caught for the touchdown.
Cousins is not Mitch Trubisky. This is the most meaningful game for the Vikings, and right now this defense really hasn't shown up.
Just got it away. Trubisky steps through again, and he's going to pick it up now. And out of bounds near the 42.
Yeah, Anthony Barr, he was the spy.
Trubisky throws, passes, caught for the first down. Blitz off the edge. Trubisky has a man for the first down.
I mean, you could go out on the practice field and throw this, even though in this game, when you look at just the stats, you'd say, well, it's not too bad. They didn't make stops when they needed to make stops. Cousins is not Mitch Trubisky.
They got to the championship game a year ago with Case Keenum as their quarterback. With Case Keenum as their quarterback. With Case Keenum as their quarterback.
Oh. Well, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this year. It's been a tough year. I'm not surprised it was a tough year. I pretty much saw this coming. So let's spend even more money on an unproven guy, Kirk Cousins. Oh, he can put up some good numbers. I thought they'd be a little better than they ended up being. I thought they'd squeak into the playoffs, but they didn't. 3 reasons. Rick Spielman, number 1. He's responsible for this mess. You need an offensive line. Mike Zimmer, who just, his defense isn't that good, and Kirk Cousins, who just sucks. Now he's in the Rick Spielman pile. Rick Spielman brought him in. Like, it's not his fault for taking the money. It's the idiot who gave him the money. It's his fault. And the idiot owner who thinks that Rick Spielman walks on water. The idiot, thieving, crooked, racketeering, scumbag, weasel owner. Mike Zimmer really, he's got to go too. I mean, he is pathetic. The way that defense played in this last game, they couldn't stop the Bears for a second. And Troy Aikman said it all. I mean, he was just riffing. It was awesome.
This is the most meaningful game for the Vikings, and right now this defense really hasn't shown up.
First drive, Bears just march right through the Vikings defense. And it wasn't that they didn't have Xavier Rhodes. The Bears ran right through us, okay? Right through the center of the defense. Vikings get a huge punt by their special teams. Huge punt, great coverage, a penalty on the Bears. There's like an 82-yard shift in field position. How does the Vikings defense respond? Give up a touchdown drive. And then in the second half, the Vikings score a touchdown, aided by about 20 penalties on the Bears. Cut it to 13-10. What does the Vikings defense do? Allows a touchdown drive. This defense sucks. It's not that they're not elite. They suck. They only had, I think, one real stop when the game was still in question. Okay, there was Mitch Trubisky overthrew a wide open receiver on a 3rd down. And then there was another drive where the Bears were in 1st and 20. And on 3rd and 10, Mackenzie Alexander completely whiffed on a tackle attempt, and the guy got a half yard from getting the 1st down. So they got 19.5 yards after 1st and 20. I'm not that impressed by that stop either. So basically the defense couldn't stop the Bears at all. And you compare Kirk Cousins to Mitch McVicker, the Bears quarterback. Have you ever seen a quarterback look more comfortable than he did?
I mean, you could go out on the practice field and throw this.
He was not scared at all. He was not nervous. He didn't feel pressured. And that speaks to how much stronger a person he is than Kirk Cousins.
Cousins is not Mitch Trubisky.
Mostly just speaks to the fact that our defense cannot put pressure on opposing offenses. I've said that for like 2 years.
But if you need them to make that big play, that big stop, they can't do it.
They just wait for the opposing offense to screw up, like Trubisky did on that one 3rd down, and then every other 3rd down he was perfect. And that's why you lost, because you can't count on him screwing up the way bad teams screw up and let you win. But anyway, you gotta get rid of Zimmer, but he's gonna stay another year. You gotta get rid of Spielman. He's probably here forever. You gotta get rid of Cousins. He's here for 2 more years. You need an offensive line. You won't get that as long as Spielman's here. So basically next year, we're screwed. I would also like to congratulate the Bears because they got what they deserve. They play great defense, pressure defense, and they're not dirty. They play clean defense, unlike the Saints. So good for them. You know, wasn't all about the Vikings being bad. Some of it was the Bears just being good. Mitch Trubisky throwing a perfect near touchdown pass on 3rd and 6 under pressure. He can throw a pass accurately under pressure. I didn't know that. Nice job being the spy there by Anthony Barr, by the way. Pro Bowler Anthony Barr. He's been playing better the past couple weeks in those games that don't mean anything. Our awards for this week, the obligatory short pass to Diggs on the first offensive play of the game that leads to a 3 and out. Good to see that again. I think there's been at least 3 cases of that in the past like 5 weeks where they do a quick pass to Diggs in the first play of the game. It gets like a few yards and then they get a 3 and out. It's like, why don't you throw beyond the sticks once in a while? The most errant pass short of the sticks on 3rd down, that goes to Kirk Cousins. Some of his passes on 3rd down were semi-accurate, but short of the sticks. The other ones were very errant and short of the sticks, but they were all short of the sticks. That's the key. Golden turnover opportunity missed by the Vikings. That, we tend to see that every week. Sometimes there's more than one. This was on a punt return where J-Ron Curse wasn't able to make the play. Player too pathetic to pressure a quarterback even when the play is blown dead and he has a free run. This was Everson Griffin, of course. They blew the play dead. Griffin had a free run and Trubisky got the ball off before Griffin could get to him. Sorry, Everson, you're not good enough. My ex-wife shaving her legs award for something that happens once a year. That's Cook picking up a 1st down on 3rd and 1. The Tony Romo award for someone who's actively showing disinterest when someone else is speaking.
Well, I know with basketball season starting up too. I mean, you were one of the best in college basketball too, so it's got to be a whole new world for you. Happy Thanksgiving. I know you're heading to Sandusky, Ohio.
I'm going to go right past Sandusky into Pittsburgh to hopefully get some leftovers. I'm
going to be right behind you on the way around the lake.
Are you guys okay to finish the game before you guys take off? Or should we?
That goes to Adam Thielen when Kirk Cousins was having his diarrhea attack on the sideline or whatever it was. Thielen's just like, I don't care. Just shut up. Please 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 just shut up. And I kind of wish Thielen would just say shut up. I wish the whole team would just go to Kirk Cousins and say shut up. Nobody on that team believes in him. Best use of your team's suckiness to its advantage. That might have been on the Vikings touchdown drive where they had another 3rd and short where they didn't pick it up, but the Bears got a roughing the passer penalty. Why did they get a roughing the passer? Because 3 of their guys kind of pinballed Cousins. There were so many Bears that hit Cousins that you're just bound to have one of them get a roughing the passer. Kevin Stefanski Award for following up a really good run play with another run play that doesn't work rather than doing a play action pass, which would have worked, as you can see. Changing offensive coordinators completely helped the situation, right? Franco Harris Award for running out of bounds half yard short of a first down rather than fighting for that half yard. That goes to Dalvin Cook. You have to get that first down. Dalvin Cook is get him in the open field, he's explosive. Other than that, he's average. The obligatory awkward lateral, of course, that was to Cook. We see that every week. I don't know why. Back to Murray, that is just the worst play I've ever seen. The Mike Zimmer Award for an idiotic challenge, that goes to Mike Zimmer, of course.
And getting it. But a challenge flag has been thrown by Zimmer.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It is 4th down.
The award for signaling first down 15 times, that goes to Laquan Treadwell, as it usually does. But I'm just going to keep pointing until someone stops me or they cut me. The Xavier Rhodes Award for a cornerback taking himself out of the game at a critical moment. That goes to Holton Hill, who unfortunately he had made a good play before he took himself out of the game. Usually Xavier Rhodes, it's he makes a bad play, he gets burned. Holton Hill had made, I think, a good play. Problem with Holton Hill, I think he really was hurt. He just doesn't get it. You're not supposed to really be hurt when you take yourself out of the game. And you're also not supposed to show up and give effort in the biggest game. You're supposed to be on the sidelines.
Xavier Rhodes on the bench, not out there on 3rd down and 10. And Foles able to get away and throw. Pass is caught. Jeffrey, touchdown.
My ex-wife at one time being attractive award for something I think I hallucinated. At one point the scoreboard said the Vikings were leading 13-10, and I don't know if I really saw that even, or if it was just my ex-wife one time being attractive and I thought I saw it. The perfect pick 6 throw at a critical moment, that goes to Kirk Cousins. He's like the master of throwing the pick 6 at a critical moment, especially against the Bears. Unfortunately, this time the Bears weren't able to return it for a touchdown. The Preparation H Award goes to Kirk Cousins. Just look at it. The Laquan Treadwell impression of the week. So there's 2 candidates here. There was, of course, Aldrick Robinson, who, this was a carbon copy Laquan Treadwell drop. Just bounces right off the hands, hits the ground. But Diggs also had a Laquan Treadwell impression where he threw his helmet. Diggs threw his helmet after the game was already decided, after it was over, and pretty much after the season was over. So that's not what Laquan would do. Laquan would have thrown it in the first half with the Vikings still leading. So I'm going to give it to Aldrick Robinson for that drop. I think Diggs was actually throwing the helmet at Cousins. The Laquan Treadwell Award for doing multiple things wrong on the same play. This goes to Kirk Cousins, and it was actually when he threw a pass to Laquan Treadwell. It was 3rd and 10 towards the end, and he throws a pass short of the first down on 3rd down. That's one thing wrong. Throws it to Treadwell. That's wrong. And because it's late in the game with the clock running, he throws it to where Treadwell can't get out of bounds. That's 3 things wrong on the same play, which you would expect from Kirk Cousins. Last, let's just end it this way. The Kirk Cousins Award for ending the season on the perfect note, where he threw that kind of desperation heave out of the end zone. He was only 35 yards from the end zone, and he can't hit the end zone from that distance. He can't even give his players a chance. And that's really sums up this game in general, not giving his players a chance, and his performance in big games, never giving his players a big chance, missing Thielen, missing Diggs, missing all those deep throws, checking down, missing open receivers, stepping into sacks. That's Kirk Cousins. He's terrible. He's pathetic. He's an idiot. And Rick Spielman is the reason we have him. He's the reason we have no offensive line. He needs to be gone. And until he's gone, this franchise is going downhill. So we'll just see what happens next year. Thanks everybody for watching. But you know, let's just hope the Bears can beat the Saints, or the Rams can beat the Saints, or somebody can beat the Saints. That's all that matters at this point. Okay, the Viking season's over. Go Bears.